What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review, a whole new season of Black Ink Crew. This is season 8, episode 1. C's is 50. Okay, we not about to be on here for long because this episode really didn't give us much. Basically, we're just gonna touch on the key points. This season, I don't know. Judging from this first episode, and y'all know I've been complaining about this season, with this particular franchise of Black Ink Crew, but Black Ink Crew as a whole, because of the simple fact that no matter whether it was Chicago or it was New York, it was seeming kind of scripted. And we already know that, but it just seemed extra scripted, you know, especially towards the last few seasons of Black Ink Crew. But, you know, this episode was kind of cute. It was kind of cute. It kept me interested. You know, they started off with the fact that Walt is back on the team. Not Walt, but Puma is back on the team. He still has his art ink. I also did tell y'all in another video that Oh Shit has his own, you know, was it Drip Tattoos or something like that? He has his own shop too. So everybody's doing good. Puma also has come back, and Caesar has gave him half of 113. And he was just saying how, you know, he realized how much he messed up. He was pushing away the people that helped build his whole empire, okay? And Puma was one of those people. Puma was there from the beginning. So, you know, he was just saying how it was good that he made up with, what's his name, Puma, and now they're on good terms. For the most part, the only thing that's bad about that is Kwani. And I understand where Kwani is coming from. Because just because you made up with somebody don't mean that I got to make up with them. Okay? Just because you all goody-goody two-shoe with them doesn't mean that I'm finna be goody-goody two-shoe with them. Okay? But you can have your relationship with that person. I'm going to have my relationship with that person, or a non-existent relationship. But, you know, Puma on this thing, like, that's my wife. I want you to understand where I'm coming from. She's trying to understand where he's coming from. Like, you went through so much with this man who was supposed to be your friend, okay? And he put you through the ringer and all this stuff. And now you back and you promoting it. You following him and you doing all this stuff for him. What about you? How is it benefiting you? Okay? And her whole thing was really pissing her off is because she thinks that Caesar, the last time that she saw him, when they went to this picture show, and then, you know, Puma saw him, said what's up, and Caesar got mad and told Puma to come outside. Puma wasn't trying to fight or whatever. And when Kwani came outside, it was a girl that had a black ink shirt on who started fighting her or whatever, gave her a black eye, but she put her in the hospital, so she say. And she feels as though Caesar is the one who sought that girl on her, okay? Had her, basically hired the girl to fuck her up. And do I feel like he did that? No, I don't. Okay? I really don't. But, do I feel like he can be vindictive? Yes, I do, but I don't think he'll go that low and to attack a woman like that, or have another woman attack her or whatever. You know, he's a bitch sometimes, but I don't think he did that shit. And so, you know, they was having his birthday party, and she didn't want to go over there and talk to him. Bitch, when she went over there finally after Puma said, okay, you know, she told Puma, okay, I'll go over there and speak. She was like, happy birthday, Caesar. That shit took me out. Straight faced and everything. I said, girl, you might as well just set your ass down and not say a thing if you was gonna come like that. Okay? But, you know, she was just going through the whole thing like, you know, you saw this girl on me. And he was like, okay, I don't remember what you're talking about. But wait a minute. Yes, I do remember what you're talking about. But I didn't really do it. Now, in the confessionals, the way that he was responding in the confessional and the way that he was responding in the scene, it kind of threw like, maybe he could have. And maybe, is he telling the truth or whatever? Do y'all feel like he's telling the truth about this? Okay. Put it down in the comments. Do you think that he would do something like that? I know you can't put past nothing. You can't put past anything. You can't put anything past anyone. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Get your words together. It's late. Okay, it's been a long day. I'm tired. Stay with me. Okay, I'm giving this to y'all because I love y'all. But anyway, moving on from that. So that's that, and we also saw that Puma was throwing. You know, he has turned 113 up. Ever since he came on staff, we got more staffers, we got more tattooers, tattoo artists. They throwing parties that actually benefits them in a way that they're getting tattoos. We saw this bachelorette party going on, and the bachelorettes and the bride is getting the bachelorette, which is the bride. And the bridesmaids, I should say, they're getting tattoos, and kind of find out the bride is, or the soon-to-be bride is DMX's fiance. So everything is just going good, and when it comes to the shop, it seemed that the boy with the lime green that was at Caesar's birthday party, who was also at the shop at the bachelorette, he works there, right? Because he was all up under Caesar. And I wouldn't expect it. Tati and what's his name? Teddy, they cool or whatever. So that's another thing. Alex, he's still going through physical therapy. Donna and him are still together. But it's some promising news. The doctor is saying that it's a possibility that sometime in the future he may be able to get back to tattooing. So it's not totally out the picture yet. And if that happens, I hope it happens, because that's a good idea. And to be quite honest, as much as I talk about, and even Caesar said, as soon as you get through with your physical therapy and you on the men's and you on the all good to go, it's a spot waiting for you at Black Ink. As much as I went in on Caesar and the way that he run his business and the way that he talks to people and all that stuff, and the way that everybody do stuff on this show, I can't say that one slimmer hope of maturity is him finally putting and seeing his wrongs in most of this stuff, and the reason why people were leaving his life, and then you want to be a boss enough to man up to your mistakes, okay, and to apologize to the people that you hurt. And we see him doing that. That's just a slither. I'm not gonna give him too much, but I can compliment when I see something good happening, and that's him admitting to his mistake and righting his wrongs a little bit with a few people. And I thought that was a good look. And it showed a little sign of maturity. He was turning 40 years old. I said 40 years old. I want to see the birth certificate. I want to see the birth certificate, because more like 45. Or something like that. But all right. It looked like he done slimmed up a little bit more. Did he lose a little bit more weight? I mean, he looked decent. I ain't gonna get on him. This is the first episode, so we just started, okay? So far, so good. Walt looking clean and everything. I said, all right, you keeping on this path. Everybody look nice. So we're going to move on from that. The whole situation with Kitty. She's down in D.C. because her mother is going through her last round of chemo. We find out that she's been going through cancer for the past few years or whatever, being on and off, in and out of remission. And so, this time she's going through it, and she's about to do her last round. So Kitty is there. As we saw in the preview, we saw that it's going to be some drama with that. Somebody trying to replace Kitty with another chick, and that ain't going to end too well. Sky, she's still doing the HR, but she's like doing a little virtual HR stuff with them. That's, for me, was like comedic relief or whatever. That was for comedic purposes. I didn't take that serious. What else was going on before I get to the Sky situation? Because that shit really touched me, and it hurt my heart for a minute. Girl, it's just been emotional this night. Girl, Queen Sugar, and then this. Like, come on. I'm feeling stuff for people I don't even feel stuff for. Like, girl, what? Anyway, moving on from that. The whole thing with Young Bae. I felt bad about it, but not surprised. Okay? When we watch these couples get together on these reality shows, and it's mostly the reality shows that we see this happening, where they get together so quick, and then as quickly as they get together, that be when they want to get away. Issues start happening, and they break up, or you just start seeing the cracks in the foundation. And that's what we're seeing. They was just showing us all this stuff with her baby daddy, or I should say her husband, because that's who he is. I can't remember his name. Is his name Joe? Is his name Joe? whatever. We gonna call him Joe. We saw all the goods and stuff when he first came on the show, and then on last season, we did see the little crack just a little bit, but it was normal because he was having issues with Young Bae's mom. That's normal, so I didn't give it too much. But now she's talking to Donna. She's saying, she thought this was going to be her perfect man. I'm like, baby, nobody's perfect. But she thought the relationship was going to be good. She knew as soon as she saw Joe that this was the person that she was going to marry, and after the baby came, things started falling apart. He got injured at work, and he's just been real hostile towards her. They just argue a lot, and she just don't know what's going to go on and what's going to happen. And as we saw in the preview, I think she either said she's going to get a divorce or she might get a divorce. And her mother was like, she's disappointed in her. I said, don't say that. Sometimes mamas just be blunt as hell, okay? And especially the Asian mama, for real, for real. I see it all the time. They would tell it like it is, okay? Ain't no sugarcoating. All right? But she's just going through relationship woes. And, that comes from, I feel like part of that is natural. It happens, especially after a baby or another person is added to the relationship, and the dynamic of the relationship changes because you're no longer focusing on your spouse. You have to focus on your spouse. Well, mostly your child, then your spouse, or, try to find a way to focus on them equally, then yourself. You put your whole self on the back burner trying to focus on these people, you know what I'm saying? And so the dynamic has changed, and then given the fact that they haven't really been together that long, it's like, do you really know each other like that? So you put all that together, and I'm not surprised this is happening. Do I want it to happen? No, because they did seem like a cute little loving couple. So hopefully they can work it out. If not, it's very unfortunate, and, we'll see what happens. Moving on from that to the main thing of the night. Sky, she spent her times in New York and Miami, mostly Miami because of the fact that she has her little store down there. And she's dealing with some issues that's going on between her and Daz, okay? And we've all seen this on social media, what she's talking about. I do appreciate the fact that when this show comes on and we see stuff going on, like y'all doing this stuff on the show, making it seem like y'all are all good and, me and my mom are best friends and stuff like that. But then, I just love my son and we all this and he's like, so into me or whatever. But then we see on social media, other stuff keep popping up, but it's like they're forced to address it. And you have to address it because it's like you're showing us one thing on the show, but then in real life reality on social media, something else is going on. I saw the post that she was talking about where, Daz was talking, throwing shots at her and everything. I did not see those posts where he was up there because it was on the Shade Room. I did not see those posts when he was up there smoking weed and, with the guns and stuff. And I'm sitting here like, nah, baby, Daz, he was the good one. Okay? I was like, I'm with Scott. I'm not used to seeing you in this light. Okay? And she said it just felt like things all of a sudden turned around when she allowed him to stay at her place in Atlanta where she has her mom at or whatever. She has a place out there. And, he'd been down there for a couple of months, and she told him that, you need to start taking on some responsibility. And I found nothing wrong with this. You're a grown-ass man at this point. You're not in school. You need to start working or whatever. So once you get a job, you need to start paying or putting in on the utilities, the rent, or whatever. And $150 a week, take it out your paycheck or whatever. I felt like that wasn't much. And there was no need for no confrontations or whatever to happen. And for him to get in his feelings, he felt spoiled. That's what it is. He felt, to me, for him getting upset, if that's what it was, him getting upset and in his feelings over that is because he felt like when he was with Sky, he probably was getting a free ride. She got to make up for all this time that she didn't have with me. So therefore, let her give me any and everything. I ain't got to do nothing. I ain't got to lift a finger. And then he got hit with reality with, no, baby, I'm going to teach you responsibility. All of a sudden, I want to be a mom. You know what I'm saying? Or at least try to let you be an adult. That ain't even got nothing to do with a mom. That's trying to be a responsible adult, because then when you live on your own, you're going to have to start paying that too. So you're going to get mad at the landlord too because you got to pay that money. That's what I feel like it was. And she said he started staying with Genesis, and she has an on-again, off-again crazy relationship. She addressed that. 1 minute they cool, 1 minute they not. and she feels as though he's getting influenced by him, and therefore his feelings about her, probably because of what he's probably been telling him, has changed. And then the whole situation, remember what happened between him and his father and that meetup and all that stuff, so his feelings probably were starting to change then, and so it's just a lot that's been coming together, and it's just spilling over, and he's acting out. That's basically what he's doing. He's acting out. He's getting high. He's drunk and, posing with guns. And then this scene. I don't care how you may feel about Sky, because 9 out of 10 I probably feel the same way. I feel like you want to be a mother to these kids, but then look at the way that you want them to respect you, but you sometimes show that you don't have that much respect for yourself because of the way that you act on social media, the way that you act on the show, and all that stuff. And I know it's all of a character and partly you and mostly a character as well. That's how you make your money, but if I was your child, I'd be a little bit embarrassed by the way that you act, okay? My mama loud, my mama do all this stuff, and, that ain't really me or whatever. You don't know if he's being judged by that or whatever. You just don't know how this is affecting the people that's in your life, okay? He's new to this situation. He's new to you. He's still getting acclimated to you, okay? And then to the point where he's getting a little bit comfortable. Then he get out of that environment, going back with his brother, and you probably got him up in his ear, and then the father, he probably got a relationship with the father going on, him up in his ear too, and then so, add the drugs in the mix or whatever, and you got this whole different personality that's coming out, probably years of stuff that he probably pushed down coming out. She invited him over, they trying to talk, come to find out he stole some money from her, and stole stuff from her, and she trying to understand why. He like, I pity, don't talk to me like that, don't talk to me like that, lower your voice, lower your voice. Bitch, first of all, this wasn't the dads we was used to seeing, because we could barely understand him. They had to put subtitles on him because he was high. He was high. He was slurring. I ain't like it. I did not like seeing him in this light, regardless of how you feel about Sky and her parenting or whatever, because we know she's not a mother, okay? She just got into this game or whatever, so I don't look at her as a mother. But at the same time, there's a certain type of way that you speak to people. And you speak to people with respect, especially when they're not coming at you in no disrespectful way. And I don't feel like she was coming at him in a disrespectful way, okay? He was coming at her mad disrespectful. Lower your voice, lower your voice. I pity you. You changed. You changed. You did all this shit for a check. Bitch, I do this and all this stuff. Fuck you. I'm sitting here like, what is going on? That shit made me so mad, because the one thing that I cannot stand is when I see people disrespecting their parents. I don't care what the situation is, because I don't know the situation, but I just hate seeing it out in public. And when we don't know the situation, it just makes you think of like, why? How can you do some stuff like that? That's just so wrong and disrespectful. I would never, as much as I've been mad at my mom many a times, I would never ever talk to her like that. I would never curse her out. First of all, I probably wouldn't let her see the day afterwards, but still, I have that much respect, and it's not a fear thing. It's because I respect my mother. I would never talk to her like that. Yeah, I get pissed off. Yeah, we go at it a little bit, but then give us a couple of days, we cool it off, okay? But we ain't cursing each other out. I ain't coming for her throat or whatever. I ain't doing none of that. That shit was a lie. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about this episode. It was cute for the most part. I hope I gave y'all enough. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Let me check out what Black Ink Compton is about, and you're gonna get a video. You're gonna get a video. So I ain't gonna say you might, but you will. Okay? I'll see y'all later. Peace.